Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel. Welcome back to Descent, Journeys in the Dark, 2nd edition, Forgotten Souls, where we're on turn 15, and we're up against it a bit. So, what are we going to do? Well, first of all, we're going to correct some mistakes from last turn. Cindel, she wasn't able to get a surge in order to advance, but that did mean that she didn't move. Because she didn't move, that means she was able to get rid of 2 fatigue. So that's good. Woo! We got some fatigue back. Somebody else who got some fatigue back was the Widow Tara. She did end up with 3 surges in her last attack. I only spent 2 of those surges. So her 3rd surge would have been spent to recover a fatigue. So she's got a spare fatigue. Other than that, the other main thing was when I was picking a item and I had 3 to pick from. I got such a good item, which was, if you remember, the jeweled mace. I didn't pick the other 2. Well, I've got to pick the other 2 because they get discarded. So we'll see what they were, and they might be better than the jeweled mace, so we'll have a look. So the first one is an elm great bow. Well, we haven't really got a sort of scout character, but that's not a bad bow. But 100 gold. I think the jeweled mace will be better. And the other thing was a sunburst. So 125 sort of for Widow Tara. Again, a blue and a yellow. Stun. Plus 2 wounds. Not bad, not bad. But she has got a rune weapon. And like I say, the great bow isn't that good for us. So we'll keep the jeweled mace. But as I say, we have to discard those. Put these back up here. Right, we're straight now. Okay, as you can see, I've set up Cindel to be our first player, so let's get into the hero phase. And here we are at the hero phase. And it's a good thing that Cindel didn't move last turn, because that means she can spend a fatigue now. So she's going to spend a fatigue now. She's going to move up 1. So she is right next to the Widow Tara now. And she is going to attack the Master Barghest, I think. So we'll attack that. It does mean the Flesh Moulders are going first, so they'll sort of sneak in. So is it best? No, in fact, she's going to attack the Flesh Moulder. The reason being, if we got rid of this Barghest, this guy would be able to get right in, wouldn't he? Or would do that. If we kill this guy first, then nothing can go in there. In fact, the only thing that could go in there is the Master Barghest, and he's sort of in there anyway. So, yes, we'll try and get rid of the Flesh Moulder, I think. So, get those 2 dice for the Flesh Moulder, and we'll be attacking with the red and the blue. Right. Come on, Cindy. Oh, beastly, beastly. So, did manage to get 2 shields, but it missed on the grey die, and we got 5 hits in, but no surges. So that goes to 3 hits, and the green Moulder had no hits on it. Damn it! So we didn't manage to kill it, and we've got no way of getting an extra 2 hits in, I think. So that's 3 hits on the green Moulder, and we're going to attack again. We're going to attack the green Moulder again, because if we kill it, we've got an ability which means we can move on to the next monster. So hopefully... Oh, is that enough? Just enough. So we've got 3 hits, no surges again. That brown die's doing well. The grey die, got nothing on that. So that is the 1 hit that we needed. So that gets rid of him. Good-o. We go on to our kill track, and get rid of those off there. So it's killed a monster with a melee attack, and I think that allows us to use advance. After defeating a monster with an attack using a melee weapon, exhaust this card to move up to your speed and perform an additional attack. Well, she's not going to move because she's still adjacent to this guy, so she's going to spend that fatigue. She's gone up to 4. Unfortunately, she won't get any of those back. She did move this turn. She's used advanced, and she gets an attack in on this guy, but that only has a grey die. So same again. And she bloody misses. Rubbish. So after all that, she missed. Okay, no problem. Right, so she's missed on that attack. So what we're going to do is, that is it for her now. So we'll swap Cindel out, and our next person to go is going to be the Widow Tara. And here we are with the Widow Tara, who's in a bit of a bad way. First thing she's going to do though is trade. So she's going to trade the jewelled mace to Avick. And Avrick's going to replace his iron mace with that. So he's now using the jewelled mace, which is cool. And I'll put the green die on his player sheet, so I know we'll be using that. So she's done a trade. Next, she's going to spend that fatigue she got back, and she's going to move. So she's just going to move back here. We're trying to protect her. So she moves back here, and she's still got 2 actions left. Well, she is going to fire, baby. So she's got two attacks if needed on this Barghest here. So she's using Arcane Bolt, which is a blue and a yellow. And the Barghest gets a grey die. And let's have a check. Now, she's going to use Exploding Rune. Oh no, she can't, because that costs a... That costs a fatigue. I'll tell you what she's going to do then. She's not going to use the fatigue to move. She's going to use an action to move. So she's moved there with an action. So she's only got 1 action left, and she is going to spend this fatigue. So she's spending the fatigue to do Exploding Rune. So we're now performing an attack with a rune weapon, and the attack is going to gain Blast. We're going to hit here, because we can, this corner to that corner there, so she can, whoop. So she can hit this guy, so it's hitting this square, and that means this guy's included in the blast. So that seems pretty funky. And we've got Mana Weave, there's possibility we can use that. So it's going to be an Arcane Bolt on here, and it's got Blast. Oh, 3 shields. Dang. But I have a plan. So that was 3 shields, remember, just for this guy. They roll individual grey die. So it got 3 shields, but what we're going to do is we are going to exhaust Mana Weave to add a surge to the results. So we've added a surge to the results, and with that surge, is there any way? We're going to add 2 surges because we're going to do Rune Mastery as well. We're going to exhaust that as well. So we do have 2 surges. It's no good us re-rolling a die, really. She could do that with a hero ability. 2 surges. What can she do with 2 surges? She could get Pierce 2 with 1 surge. So she's going to get Pierce 2. And that will take that down to 1. So again, this blast has got a pierce of 2. So that goes down to 1. So that means 2. 2 damage gets through on the Master, which takes him up to 4. He's got 6 health, so unfortunately we haven't got rid of it. But we get the same hit on this guy. He's got to roll a grey die. We've got Pierce 2, so he gets absolutely no shields whatsoever. He already had 1 wound. 3 go through. It's only got 4 health. We have managed to kill this one. So we've got rid of a Barghest. Brilliant stuff. So that goes up to there. We've got 2 kills now. Great stuff from the Widow Tara. She's done a brilliant job. Having those 2 Surge cards, Mana Weave and Runic Mastery, are pretty cool, I think. So she's still got... Ooh. Oh, I spent one to come off, didn't I? So I've still got a spare Surge, have I? Hang on, let me think. We were at 3. We used Exploding Rune, so I should have added 1, because first action, movement. Second action, we wanted to use Exploding Rune in the attack, so we spent 1, so that went back up to 4. That's correct. Then we exhausted Rune Mastery and Mana Weave to get 2 Surges. 1 Surge was Pierce, and that means we've still got a spare Surge. And with that spare Surge, we'll take that off. I nearly took it off and took us down to 2 then, but I thought, no, that's not right. So yes, she's back to 3 fatigue. That's cool. But that is strong, having Mana Weave and Rune Mastery. Woo! And that means we'll be doing a lot of Exploding Runes, I think. Right, okay, so that's it for the Widow Tara. So next up, we have Avick Albright. And here we are with Avick. So unfortunately, he's at full fatigue. So he's going to have to use an action in order to move, and he is going to use it to move 1. We essentially want to block off the Widow Tara because she's in a bit of trouble. Now, because he's got no spare fatigue, he can't do Prayer of Healing or anything. Well, not yet. If we get some fatigue back when we roll the attack, we may be able to do Prayer of Healing. And we are using this green die, which has got quite a few on. So we've got that. A blue die. And, of course, he's going to be attacking the Master with his second action. So that's a grey die. So let's just check what he's got. So, yes, that's fine. Oh, I did remember his ability, whereby with Surges, these 2 guys could have potentially got some health back, but they needed those Surges to do Blast and to get fatigue back in order to be able to move and stuff. So I didn't forget it, it was just one of those things whereby I couldn't really make use of Avrick's ability. So he's right next to the Master. We need to get 2 hits on it to kill it. And I'm just checking that hammer. That hammer's good. Surges, we get +2 and stuff like that. So come on. Plenty of Surges, Avick. Boo! 3 shields. So he hasn't managed to hit it, unfortunately. But he did get a Surge. Now, he's not trying to put a condition or anything on the monster, which he can't do because he hasn't put a wound on it. But what he can do, he can spend that Surge. And he is going to spend that Surge in getting rid of a fatigue, which he is then going to put back, because what he's going to do is he is now going to cast Prayer of Healing. So he's going to roll 1 red power die. Who's he going to use it on? He's going to use it on himself because he's at 6 wounds. So I can't see any way that the Widow gets attacked unless one of these two gets killed. She's completely blocked off. So he's going to do it on himself, and he gets to roll 1 red power die. And he gets 2. He heals 2. So he's now down to 4. Is it? Yeah, he's down to 4 wounds now. So there we go. Don't think there's anything else he can do. I think that's it. So unfortunately we didn't manage to kill the Master Barghast. It's hanging on. But not only is it hanging on, it's still getting in the way of the Flesh Moulder. But the Flesh Moulder obviously has a clear shot on both these guys. From this corner it can get to that corner, and obviously from this corner it can hit her as well. So there's not a problem. But it will be firing from range. Right, that is the end of the hero phase. So let's get on with the Overlord phase, and it's going to be bad. And here we are at the Overlord phase, and it's, as I said, it's going to be bad, because the first thing we do is put a timer on there. That is 3. Get rid of him. Farmer Giles. An incredible tremor shakes the dungeon floor. Tharn approaches. With a quick swipe and a blood-curdling scream, the farmer is gone, and so is the beast. Unlucky son. But we had no chance of getting up there. So that was a particularly difficult task. And because of that, we advanced Doom by 1. This is why we'll probably lose this game. As you can see, Doom's right up here, so that's 1, 2, 3, it's up here 4. We've only got 3 spaces that Fate can move around in. And Fate's going to move as well, as you will see. Each hero receives 2 XP. So we've got 2 XP each. We transition to Act 2 and we discard this card. Now, I'm not sure, I don't think that these 2 monsters immediately become Act 2 monsters. I'm not sure whether that happens. I don't think so. And to be honest, yeah, they might do. I don't know. I'm going to play it that they stay Act 1 monsters. Mainly because it'll probably keep the the game going a bit longer. I don't think we're going to win, but let me know on that. I would think they don't automatically go up to Act 2 monsters. It'll just be the next monster groups that we spawn will be Act 2. So, right. So we've gone to Act 2. We've got 2 XP each. So we'll go down from the top. Cindel has got to spend hers, and I think she's going to use, is it guard? When a monster moves into an empty space adjacent to you, exhaust this card to interrupt that monster's activation and perform an attack with a melee weapon. After this attack is resolved, if the monster was not defeated, it may continue its activation. So we'll use that. There is defense training where she gets a brown die, and but let's use guard. It seems a little bit stronger, and she does get, if she doesn't move, she does get fatigue back. So she's going to take guard, and that costs 2 XP. So that's her sorted out. Put the rest of those cards back. Then Avick, what's he going to take? Well, it's Time of Need or Prayer of Peace. Let's see what these are. Action. Exhaust this card. While this card is exhausted, monsters cannot perform an attack while adjacent to you. That costs 2. Fatigue. This one just costs an action. You receive 2 movement points and recover 2 fatigue. That's not too bad either. What are these? Blessed Strike for 1 fatigue. Perform an attack with a melee weapon. If you deal at least 1 damage after rolling of the defense dice, you and one hero of your choice adjacent to you each recover 2. That's not bad. An Armour of Faith. Every time you use Prayer of Healing on a hero, that hero adds 1 additional brown die to his defense pool until the start of your next turn. We'll take these 2. We'll take these 2. Blessed Strike and Armour of Faith. So he's got quite a few cards now. I'll organise them a bit later. A bit better later. We'll take those 2. He always seems to be struggling for fatigue. So, although Blessed Strike costs 1 fatigue, the others seem to cost 2 and stuff like that. So, we'll take those 2. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got 5 abilities now. And last but not least, the Widow Tara. So she's got 2 XP to spend. Iron Will. You gain +1 stamina. Each time you spend a surge during an attack to recover 1 fatigue, you recover 2 fatigue. That's pretty good. Runic Sorcery. As an action, perform an attack with a rune weapon. If this attack deals at least 1 damage, choose 1 condition. The target suffers the chosen condition. So it's between that. Iron Will seems pretty good as well. But, oh, hang on. Inscribe Rune. She has got the magic staff. Any weapon you equip, so including the magic staff, which isn't a rune weapon, gains the rune trait. And that is a blue and a red attack dies. And we could get ghost armour as well. After you roll defense dice when attack, use this card to add 1 shield. Again, we're going to take these 2. Because that Inscribe Rune means we can use the magic staff, which is a bit more powerful than Arcane Blast. Arcane Bolt. And that would mean that the magic staff gets blast as well, because it's a rune weapon. It will be a rune weapon once we get this. So we'll take Ghost Armour and Inscribe Rune. So she's got 5 now. Not sure whether it'll do us any good, but there you go. Right, so we've done that. And we've still got to do, what is it, Fate. This is where it gets bad. Fate has moved right next to Doom now. If we lose another Fate, if somebody gets killed, it's all over. We'll have no way of refreshing Fate till we get through that door. We've got to kill these guys and get through the door next turn. If we don't, we'll get more Fate and Peril. So there's a good chance we won't make it much further than this. If we're honest. Oh, don't forget to put the defense die on there so I don't lose track. And yes, so not only have we moved Fate down, we've got a Peril card. So if this Peril card moves Fate, it's all over. Right. So what have we got here? So we want this, don't we? The effects of the last zombie assault have not faded. Bloody hell, that was ages ago. Each hero within 3 spaces of a zombie is stunned. If there are no zombies on the map, there isn't. Each hero suffers 3 fatigue. 3 fatigue, that is bad. That is bad news. Because that's pretty much going to translate into damage. So the Widow Tara can suffer 1 fatigue. I want that fatigue as well. We need it for stuff. So she takes an extra 2 damage. Because she couldn't take fatigue anymore. So she's on 8. Oh, that's bad. Avick's full up on fatigue. So he goes up to 7 wounds. Well, at least we didn't get a Fate hit. And Cindel, she gets 3 wounds because she's at full fatigue as well. Yeah. It is right, you know, be prepared to take some Fate and some Peril hits, but just bear in mind that it will get you in the end. We've had a couple of bad Peril cards recently. The one that stuck Doom up by 1, and that one was particularly nasty as well. So though you can buy yourself a bit of time by hanging back, don't do it too often, because the Peril and Fate will get you in the end, and it's very nearly got us now. Right, so that is Peril and Fate done, and now it's monster activation. We've got no monster activation cards, so we take our discard pile. Oops. Quick shuffle. And a quick cut. Let's see what we get. So it's Flesh Moulders to go first. Obviously just the Master left. Each attack Flesh Moulders perform gain +2 range. Spot the closest hero who has a ranged weapon equipped. Now that is the Widow Tara. She cannot be spotted. These two guys are in the way, so we ignore that. Attack the closest hero in line of sight who has a ranged weapon equipped. She's not in line of sight. Spot the closest hero. So it's one of these two. Yeah. I'm going to say Cindel, because I don't think she'd try and, you know, just... she's going to hit the one that's right in front of her, isn't I think. Anyway. But, oh no. No. Go for Avick. Avick's got the most wounds on him. So it doesn't say that on here. I don't have to do that. I can pick. But I get a lot of hassle if I don't pick the most wounded or whatever. So she will try and hit Avick, because he's got the most wounds on. And obviously we attack. So couldn't spot because don't have to move. So it's going to be attack, and that's going to be the last thing that the Flesh Moulder does, because all the rest don't apply, and it can't attack twice. Okay, so up there, it's just an attack on Avick. So let's move Avick down here. He's in bad shape as well. So 7 out of 12. He's got loads of like fatigue on him. He has got, well, it's pretty much the wooden shield. He gave away his other stuff. So he's got the wooden shield, and that's about it. So the Master, blue and a yellow, and we get a grey. Let's move the dice tower back in. Oof. 2 surges. This could be the end of the game. This could be the end of the game. So that cancels that out. And mind you, we've got a wooden shield as well. So let's exhaust that. So that is 3. So that puts us up to 3. So essentially 1 wound gets through. Nothing he can do about that 1 wound. That takes him up to 8. Oh, I think we'll survive. It takes him up to 8, but 2 surges. So first thing it's going to use its surge for is to mend. Damn it! So it's going to mend those 2, which is unfortunate. And then it's going to get +2 damage. So that means Avick is up to 10 damage, but he's got 12 health, so he survives. Right, so that was it for the Flesh Moulder. Now it is the Master Barghast. Engage the hero has the most damage tokens on his hero sheet. Avick! And then it will howl, so we're going to get howl as well. So, oh, it says engage. So it's not attacking. Doesn't attack, it just howls. Does not say attack on the card, so all it's going to do is do a howl. But I think it can do 2 howls now. Just checking, let's get this off. Howl as an action. Got to test willpower, and we start suffering fatigue, which is, seen as we're all at full fatigue, is damage. So he's going to do that twice. So he's going to howl twice. So we've got willpower tests all round twice. So we'll start at the top. Cindel has a willpower of 2. She fails. And, oh, sorry, what's the howl? It's 1 fatigue. So that's 1 damage. She goes up to 4. Then, for this first howl, we'll do Avick. He's got a willpower of 3. Remember, we've got this horrible Peril card. So his attribute cannot be at 4, it's at 3. He's done it, so he manages to save. And then it's the Widow, and she's got a willpower of 3 as well. But she takes a hit. She's up to 9. She's up to 9 damage. So even hiding her behind here, she could die. If she fails this next turn, on the next howl, then we've lost. Right, back up to Cindy. She needs a 2 or less. Fails again, so she's up to 5 wounds now. Put those 4 in there, take a 5. Let's keep it nice and neat. And Avick needs a 3 or less. He does it again. And now it's the big one. She's got 9 wounds. She's only got 10 health. The second howl. And she fails. So unfortunately, she gets knocked out. By getting knocked out, Fate moves. Fate goes on top of Doom. It's game over. But it was a good game. It was a good game. I did enjoy it. I think it's a particularly tough game. It's very hard. And perhaps I should have gone with 4 heroes. I don't know. But yes, that was particularly difficult, I thought. So they tried really hard. I mean, look at that. I hid her behind a wall of like steel, and it still didn't work because we had things like howls and peril cards that were putting fatigue on people. When you can't put fatigue on, you have to put wounds on, and that was it for Widow Tara, unfortunately. So as I say, yeah, great game, and they couldn't quite do it. So Cindel, I'd particularly like to say thank you for the kid that locked them in. And that is it. That is it for Descent, Journeys in the Dark, 2nd edition, Forgotten Souls. I hope you enjoyed it. And it was just a bit unfortunate. We didn't manage to do it. But this Lava Tomb, this is a particularly tough one. And for all that you can rest and stuff like that in the game, you don't get the opportunity. In these solo modules, it just chucks stuff at you all the time. And even if a room hasn't got any monsters in, it gives you a ridiculously short amount of time to get across the room. So it's just basically saying to you all the time, we do not want you to rest. We do not want you to get fatigue back. And it makes it really, really difficult. So, I mean, I may have made an error in that episode, which means we haven't died. But I don't think so. I think the mighty Tharn has done for us. But as I say, I had a thoroughly good time. Anybody else who wants to see any more Descent, particularly the Road to Legend, now I'm going to do a playthrough of that, but currently there's a chap called Scals311. He's doing a playthrough. He's got everything. He's got all the Descent stuff ever made, apart from, what is it, the Chains That Rust, and that hasn't come out yet, but I'm sure he'll get it as soon as it comes out. So he's doing a playthrough at the moment on Road to Legend, Kindred Fire, and so go and watch that, because you'll see loads and loads of like monsters and stuff that I haven't got. I've only got the base game, Shadows of Nerek Hall and Labyrinth of Ruin, whereas he's got the absolute lot, all the lieutenant, everything. He's got the lot. So that's worthwhile going to have a watch. I was going to do Road to Legend next, but I think I'll give it a miss as he's doing it. As I say, he's got a lot more monsters and stuff, so I'll probably come back to Descent at a later date to do the Road to Legend. So I'll probably do something different. I'm not sure what. I don't think it'll be Eldritch or Arkham. I'm saving those a little. I may do another new playthrough. I have got Secrets of the Lost Tomb. I may do that. Or something else. I'm not sure. If anybody's got any particular request... Oh, I won't be doing Shadows of Brimstone either. I was going to say, if anybody's got any requests, let me know, but I've already said 3 that I'm not going to do, so I won't bother with that, I'll just pick one. So, yes. But I will come back, definitely, to Descent at some point. I'll do the Road to Legend app, and whatever. I have got Mansions of Madness, but again, everybody and his dog are doing Mansions of Madness's playthroughs, so I'll leave that one as well. Plus the fact I just want to make sure that the app gets all the bugs and everything worked out on it. So I'll have a think about what to do next. But as I say, anybody else who wants any extra Descent, go and see Scalz's playthrough. It is excellent. Right, oh, so sorry we couldn't pull off the win, everybody. But we didn't do too bad, did we? I mean, we got into the second act before we died. So that's not too bad. So, yes, thanks very much for watching. Thank you so much for all the subscriptions and for all the views and for all the hints and the tips and the rules corrections and everything else. Again, if I've made a mistake here, please point it out in the comments. I'm taking it I've got beat, so there won't be another episode where I come where I come back from the dead. But if you have made any errors, just to let everybody know, and then I'll know for next time. So, until then, and until I decide what I'm going to do next, that is it from me. So, I'll sign off, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, toodaloo.